Hi, my name is Mr. Simmons, and I teach the sixth grade Wheel Tech class. I wanted to introduce myself and give you a little bit of a how things are working for our new learning style. It's going to be an interesting year. It's going to be a different year. I know it's kind of a drag that you don't get to come up into the middle school and get your own lockers and see things and see all your friends. But hopefully, we're going to be able to make things a little more comfortable and ease some of the anxieties that we're all having. So, most of the information that I can provide for you at this point, we'll be getting more obviously, is going to be from our class website. In order to access our class website, if you go to www.bremertonschools.org, there we go. If you go up to the top where it says Our Schools, and then obviously you're going to choose Mount View Middle School, you'll notice there's a blue bar right in the middle that gives a bunch of different ideas on categories that you can go to. Well, we're going to go to staff sites. And for staff sites, this has all the teachers, or it will have all the teachers. We have some new teachers this year. I'm going to go to my site, which is going to be Edward Simmons. And here we go. This is my site. On the splash screen or on the home page, I have a couple different things. You can notice across the top we have links to different sites and pages inside the site. We also have Google Classroom codes. So you guys are my fifth period class, sixth grade Wheel Tech, and this is the code. Okay, you'll also notice on here, and this is especially for parents. A lot of parents are wondering, hey, what's going on in class? I wish I had some more information. Here's a great way to find information. Anytime I put anything into Google Classroom, it automatically puts a calendar item right here in this box. So you'll be able to see the things that are going on. So you're not going to be left in the dark. You come here and look at this screen and you'll be able to get some information. All right. If we go to the sixth grade Wheel Tech, you might be saying, sixth grade wheel, what are you talking about, a wheel? Well, what happens is kids have the opportunity to take a couple of different elective classes. Many of them are music, orchestra, band, choir. But then other kids are put into what's called the elective wheel. And the elective wheel gives kids the opportunity every quarter, every 45 days, to be in a different class to see what kind of things interest them. And it also gives them a little bit of a taste of things that they can choose for when they're in 7th and 8th grade. So if we go down in here, you'll be able to see that I'm teaching the sixth grade Wheel Tech. Miss Hyde is teaching art, Mr. Tedder is teaching leadership, and Mr. Hayden is teaching grossology. And grossology it's a science class, but it's a science of gross stuff. And it's not meant to make you sick as much as it's intriguing with the way he turns things from being gross into kind of being cool. So, he talks about boogers and stuff like that. Sounds disgusting, but it's actually kind of really cool. Alrighty, inside my classroom, you'll see that, it's important that we work on assignments. We're going to have asynchronous learning and synchronous learning. Asynchronous, you're going to hear that a lot. Asynchronous means stuff that you work on your own. And synchronous means that's when we're going to be meeting in Google Meets or in Zoom. And so we're going to move on, and you'll see here our grading scale. Same as the district grading scale, but the weird thing about the wheel classes is ultimately, if your grade is above a 60% at the end of the quarter, you'll get a P. There is no A, B, C, D, F. You get a P. If your grade is below a 60%, then you get an F or an incomplete if there's something that happened and we weren't able to get things completed. But for the most part, most kids who put effort into it get a P. It's a place where you can explore, you can try things. If you falter and things don't go well, usually it doesn't affect your grade because we're trying to get you to get beyond your comfort zone and do some new things. Alrighty. We have our classroom expectations. Very simple and very straightforward, but very powerful. And then I do ask that kids check their classroom and their email on a daily basis. If you're having difficulty getting to your email, have somebody contact me. You can call me. You can have a parent email me, or get in contact with me, or get in contact with district services, tech services. And we need to get on top of that so that you guys have the access that you're really going to need. Okay, our daily schedule. Now, weird daily schedule. It's kind of a bonus in a way, but then in another way, it's a little bit weird. Notice what the time schedule is. You don't start school at 8 o'clock. For most of you guys, this is where you cheer now. Yay! The teachers are going to be starting at 8 o'clock. We have meetings and we have planning and all different kinds of things that we're starting at 8 o'clock. For you guys, your classes, your synchronous classes, start at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock will be first period on Mondays, and then second period will be at 12 o'clock, and then third period will be at 1:15. That's the meeting time that you're going to deal with. Now you're like, well, what about fourth, fifth, and sixth period on Monday? Well, they won't be meeting on Monday. They'll be meeting on Tuesday, and it's the same thing. We have fourth period, fifth period, and sixth period. And then on Wednesday, on the first day of school, you're going to have homeroom. And the homeroom is a group of people that will be placed together. And it's going to be a way for you guys to have a connection place, a place where you can make a deeper connection with your teacher and a deeper connection with the other class members. It's also the place where we're probably going to be having our parent-teacher conferences, and that's going to be the point person. So it's very important that you go to your homeroom class. Now, you'll also notice down here, over to the side, we have Thursday and Friday are a repeat of Monday and Tuesday. You'll also notice at the end of the day, from 2:30 to 3:30 on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, we have office hours. On Wednesday, the office hours are going to be right after homeroom. So it's going to be from 11:45 to 12:30. You're like, dude, what's up with office hours? Office hours is totally optional. Office hours is designed if you need extra help with something. Let's say that you're in your ELA class and you're like, I just didn't get it. I really need help on something. You go to your ELA teacher's meeting, and you're going to be able to meet with that person and ask the actual question. So it's almost like one-on-one or one-on small group time. It's also a time if you just need somebody to talk to or you need some support, it's a great time to get that help. I'm assuming that our counselors will also be having office hour time. I haven't heard definitely on that, so don't quote me on that one, but I'm making the assumption that there'll be times when you can also meet with our counselors in order to try to get some extra assistance. Okay, so that's our daily schedule. The contact information, you can contact me anytime. I strongly encourage, if there's something that just doesn't make sense or you just need some clarification, contact me right away. I'm happy to answer the questions. I'm happy to get back to you. I try to get back to you within a day, hopefully within hours, but it all depends what the schedule looks like. And I find that if parents contact me with questions or frustrations soon, they don't become huge issues. We get them clarified, we move on. And my email is ed.simmons@bremertonschools.org. You can call me. My classroom telephone is 360-473-0685. And I'm planning on being in the school in my classroom during school hours. Of course, obviously, if I'm sick and I have to do this from home, I'll do it from home. But I do get an email with the voicemail if something happens on the phone in class. So I will get notified of that. And then obviously we have our snail mail. And then down here, we have different options if you need to contact different people. Like for sixth grade, your sixth grade counselor is Mr. Wagner. Now, I'd like to say terrible things about Mr. Wagner because we're very, very close friends, but he's a really good guy. He really knows how to get into the situation and try to help kids. And he's very good about getting back to parents and clarifying things to help you out. We're very fortunate to have Mr. Wagner around. We're very lucky to have Miss Farley and Mrs. Polillo, also. But your primary contact is going to be Mr. Wagner. And then we have attendance. If you have attendance issues, your child's not going to be able to go to school, you can call attendance or you can email the attendance staff just like you always would, and they'll be able to take care of that for you. We will be taking attendance during the synchronous or the Zoom meeting or Google Meet meeting times. All right, we have a little biography here. If you're interested in seeing some of my background, you're welcome to look at that. I'm not going to share that with you at this point. And then we have middle school suggestions for success. This is something that I've put on my documentation for years. Some of it has to do with online learning, and some of it has to do with in-school learning. But it's basically just a situation where you have ideas. I never thought of it that way. When you're in middle school, you look at things in a certain way. When you get to, or when you're in elementary school, it's a different way. So it's something, if you need some clarification or you need help with something, it's a great place to find some ideas. And then the last one, let's see if I can get to this. Of course not. The last one is, how do I get information? For years, we've had parents that are interested in being involved in their students' learning, but they don't know how to get the information that they need so that they can be involved. Well, I want to try to eliminate that to the best of my ability. Obviously, Google Classroom is going to be our primary format for holding our classes, and it's going to be the clearinghouse for all of the assignments and things that have to do with the function of our classroom. You're welcome to talk to your child and say, hey, show me your Google Classroom, and have them log in, and you can see what's going on there also. My Google Classroom is also, and most of the teachers, hopefully all the teachers, will have their Google Classrooms attached to their website so that the assignments will show up there also. The next one is Skyward. The Skyward is the student management system that the Bremerton School District chooses to use. And with Skyward, students will have the ability to look at their gradebook at any time in real time, but you also have access to that if you choose to get that access. Now, you have to take a step in order to do so. I talked to our counseling office. If you contact Mrs. Andrews in our counseling office when school starts, she'll be happy to walk you through the process of trying to get your Skyward login information so that you too have the ability to look at that gradebook, and the gradebook is in real time. We have the Google Calendar. If you go to google.com, or your child goes to google.com, and then you go to the waffle in the upper right-hand corner, you can choose calendar, and all of the things that go into the Google Classrooms will show up in there for every single class. So it's kind of like a centralized place where you can find all of the assignments that are going on. Now, it might be that some of those assignments are pointing to an app, or they're pointing to an online service, but it should still give you information so you have a starting point to get somewhere. Email for me is the easiest way to get in touch with me. You're always welcome to call, but email gets to me faster, and I'm able to multitask looking at email and getting other things done at the same time. And I'm usually faster at getting back to contact with you once we get through email. Telephone, my telephone number is 473-0685, obviously area code 360. You're obviously welcome to call me and contact me anytime that you want. And then we have teachers and school web pages. Our school web page has a plethora of information. Sometimes it's a little hard to get through because there's so much there. When you have nothing to do, yeah, like that ever happens. Just peruse through it, look at it, see what's going on. You'll see this is a lot of stuff there. And then we have the staff sites. And I strongly suggest you go through and find out your child's teachers and look at their sites. Some of them have tons of stuff. Some of them have a little bit less, but everybody should have access to the Google Classroom assignments. Alrighty. All right. I already talked about contacting. All right, this is the one that's really the big kicker. This whole learning situation that we have right now is totally new. It's totally new for parents, totally new for the kids, and it's really totally new for the teachers. I'm going into my 28th year of teaching, and I've never encountered anything like this. We're working really, really hard to make a smooth transition, make things work to the best of our ability, but we know that there are things that we don't know yet, and we're going to have to deal with them as they go along. There are going to be times where things get screwed up. Things get screwed up on the teacher's part, things get screwed up on the school part, and on the parent part, and on the kid part. The thing that's going to let us get through this is having some grace, having some patience when things go sour, that you go, I think that we have good intent and people are trying their best. Let's give them another chance. Let's work on it. If something happens, you need to talk to me, please contact me. If I'm doing something I need to adjust, well, I'll adjust it. That's a simple one. But if we give each other some extra grace, I think it's going to go a long way. I think this year is going to be a really unifying year, and it's going to be an exciting year because we're all doing something totally different. It's not just the sixth grade kids coming in and they're in that awkward, weird place because you've been in elementary school for 6 years, and then you're coming to this new school and everything's new and it's weird. Everything's new and weird for all of us. So I think we're all going to have the guard up. What's going on? I'm not sure what the situation is. And then we're going to get past that. And I think it's going to be a very, very strong and unifying year for us. I was in a meeting. I've been in a lot of meetings, but I was in a meeting yesterday with some of my colleagues, and one of them said something that really kind of hit home for me. Down at the bottom, he said, you don't have to be comfortable to be okay. Well, I know that this is a weird situation for all of us. My comfort level is way low. I'm trying my best to make it so everything works out smoothly, but I'm not sure what's going to happen because we have the unknown. But I'm okay. And I feel very, very confident that you guys are going to be okay too. We're going to get through it, and we're going to get through it together. I'm thoroughly excited about having the kids in class. I really, really enjoy sixth graders. I've been teaching sixth grade for years and years and years and years, and I'm very much looking forward to starting the school year and getting the relationships built. As always, if you need to contact me, please feel free. And I hope that you have a wonderful day.